Hello, good morning students. In this video I am going to explain you about the various rules related to change of voice. As you know, there are two types of voice, active voice and passive voice. The most important thing we need to keep in mind before we change a sentence from active voice to passive voice is that first of all we need to identify the tense properly. If a sentence is given, you should be able to look at the sentence and tell the tense form. Suppose if there is a sentence like he reads a book, by looking at the verb reads, you can understand that it's first form of the verb. So the sentence is in present indefinite. Accordingly, you will apply the rules for the present indefinite tense. So another very important thing is you should be able to identify the subject, verb, objects in the sentence. Because when we change a sentence from active voice to the passive voice, the subject of the active voice becomes the object. The subject of the active voice becomes the object of the passive voice, and the object of the active voice becomes the subject of the passive voice. He reads a book. In that sentence, he is the subject, reads is the verb, and object is a book. He reads a book. So when we change it, a book becomes the subject, is read by him. That depends on the rule. So now I am going to discuss the rules according to the various tense forms. Students, if the sentence is in present indefinite form, present indefinite tense, how to change the sentence to passive voice? The rule is subject plus am is are. According to the subject, am is are plus third form of the verb plus by plus object. Students, you need to remember the three forms of verbs very nicely, because when we change the sentence from active to passive, we use the third form. And sometimes when you do the reverse, sometimes you may get some sentences where you have to change that sentence to active form. Sentence is in passive, you have to change it to active. So in that case, verb 3 will change to its respective tense form, ing form or first form or second form. So these are very important. Those who have not gone through the list of the three forms of verbs, please go through it. I'm telling you, I'm urging you to go through that list very nicely so that you don't face problems when you change a sentence in a particular tense form to passive voice. So I've discussed about the present indefinite tense. Now let me come to the present continuous. In the present continuous tense, we have subject plus am is are once again plus being is used. Being, B-E-I-N-G, plus being plus verb 3 plus by plus object. I repeat once again, subject plus am is are plus being plus verb 3 plus by plus object. Now if the sentence is he is reading a book, when you change it, a book is being read by him. He is playing tennis. Tennis is being played by him. They are reading a book. A book is being read by them. They are writing letters. Letters are being written by them. So in that way you can change a sentence which is in present continuous form in the active voice to passive voice. Next comes the present perfect tense. If it is in perfect form, the rule is subject plus has or have plus been plus third form plus by plus object. So based on the subject, you will use has or have. As you know, has is used with the third person singulars and have is used with the other persons. So based on that, you will use has or have. You will use the third form of the verb. Been is also added, B-E-E-N, been plus third form plus by plus object. Now if the sentence is he has read a book, so when you change it, you will write a book has been read by him. They have played cricket. Cricket has been played by them. They have written letters. Letters have been written by them. Why letters have been? Because letters is a plural. So we'll use have. So accordingly, you can change a sentence from present perfect form in the active to passive form. Now, present perfect continuous doesn't have any changes in the voice. Next, we'll move to the past indefinite form. Past indefinite forms. When you change, the rule is subject plus was, were plus third form of the verb plus object. He read a book. A book was read by him. They played tennis. Tennis was played by them. They wrote letters. Letters were written by them. Was and were. If the subject is singular, use was, and if the subject is plural, use were. Letters were written. Tennis was played. So in that way, you can change a sentence that is in past indefinite form from active to passive. Next comes the past continuous form. The rule is subject plus was, were plus being plus verb 3 plus by plus object. So was or were according to the subject plus being, B-E-I-N-G, being plus verb 3 plus by plus object. Suppose the sentence is he was reading a book. A book is object. So a book becomes the subject. Was being read by him. They were writing letters. Letters were being written by them. They were playing tennis. Tennis was being played by them. So in that way, we can change a sentence from active to passive in the present continuous tense. Next is present perfect. The rule is subject plus had plus been plus verb 3 plus by plus object. Just you need to add been. You will get the third form also if the sentence in the active voice is in present perfect tense. Past perfect tense. They had played cricket. Cricket had been played by them. They had written letters. Letters had been written by them. So in that way, we can change a sentence which is an active voice to the passive voice in the past perfect tense. Now let us come to the future. In future tense, you have only two forms that can be changed from active to passive. The first is future indefinite. Now, when a sentence is in future indefinite, you have to follow this rule. Subject plus will or shall plus be plus third form of the verb plus by plus object. For example, I shall write a letter. When you change it, a letter shall be written by me. He will play cricket. Cricket will be played by him. They will write letters. Letters will be written by them. So in that way, you can change a sentence from passive voice, active voice to passive voice in future indefinite form. Next one is future perfect. Future continuous, no voice change. Future perfect continuous, no voice change. So future perfect. The rule is subject plus will or shall plus have plus been plus verb 3 plus by plus object. Along with will or shall, have is added, then been is added, B-E-E-N, been, then verb 3 plus by plus object. I shall have played cricket. Cricket shall have been played by me. They will have written letters. Letters will have been written by them. So in that way, you can change a sentence from active voice to passive voice based on its tense form. Students, very important thing to remember, the persons also changes. If in the active voice, if you have he, in passive voice changes to him, she changes to her, it remains its, and they will change to them, you remains you, we changes to us, I changes to me. So you have to keep this in mind, and then you have to follow the rules which I have discussed in this video. I want you to watch the video very nicely, remember the rules, and you should also have a good knowledge of tense so that you can identify the sentence correctly. You get to know what is the sentence very nicely, and then without any problem you apply the rule, you will get the proper answer. There is much more to discuss here, but in this video I'll discuss only the rules part, and then I'll make another video more about active and passive voice where I'll be discussing about different types of sentences. So in this video only this much. I want you to go through the video, go through the rules and be able to change a sentence from active voice to passive voice. Thank you for watching this video.